How's it going, everybody? Bryan Alvarez here on Wrestling Observer Live. We are here every day, Monday through Friday, noon Pacific, 3 Eastern, Sundays, 3 Pacific, 6 Eastern, Saturday mornings with Jim Valley, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 Eastern, Sundays with Andrew Zarian. And it's Wednesday here on the show. You know what that means? We got a lot to talk about today. Tonight is AEW Fright Night Dynamite. And we got a bunch of matches announced for the show, including a rematch. So we're going to give you the lineup for the show tonight. And we've also got Saturday night's main event coming up on November 1st. That's this coming Saturday night. We got updates on that. A lot of injury updates and health updates to talk about. Actually, good news regarding Mike Rotunda. Still bad news, but better news than the update we had a couple of days ago. Abdullah the Butcher, Blue Demon Jr., Thunder Rosa's been out with an injury. We'll tell you about all of those. Got some contract updates. Some new signings in WWE. Update on Chris Jericho and Jey Uso leading into his championship match, which is coming up this Saturday night. I have a theory about that match we've been talking about, and I'm going to tell you what Jey Uso had to say. SmackDown and Raw numbers, and of course, Tuesday night is NXT, and so we will have the complete NXT recap here. Actually thought the show was pretty good for about, hour and a half. And then it went off a cliff. So we're going to tell you about that. Filthy Tom Lawler joins us as always. And you can text us if you'd like, 425-780-7566. That is the text message line, 425-780-7566. You can email me at 4wonline@gmail.com. Or, of course, Brian at WrestlingObserver.com. I'm also at 4wonline on Threads, Instagram, and Cameo. We got a Halloween Cameo special right now, $10 cameos. Check it out at Bryan Alvarez on X and Blue Sky. Filthy Tom Lawler will join us after the break. Back in a moment. Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Chat GPT SmackDown review starring Filthy Tom and Bryan Alvarez.
Welcome back, you miserable wretches, to another disaster of an episode of Figure 4 Daily, the only show on the internet that's guaranteed to make your brain rot faster than watching one of these SmackDown episodes. I'm your host, Filthy Tom Lawler, joined by the man who somehow manages to be more useless than a rubber knife in a prison fight, Bryan Alvarez. What's up, Bryan?
Let's not pretend you're the shining star of this operation. You're like a broken pencil. Pointless. And I don't even know I'm still here with you. Anyway, let's get to this train wreck of a SmackDown. Spoiler alert, if you were expecting a wrestling show, you've come to the wrong place. It was like watching someone fall asleep in real time.
You should know all about falling asleep, Bryan, since you've been half dead for years now. If enthusiasm was an Olympic sport, you would get a participation medal for showing up, but still lose.
I could tell the crowd was hyped for Drew, and Nakamura's music is always a banger, but it was just nothing. It's like watching a 5-minute commercial for a product you don't even want to buy.
And I bet the only thing that was more uninspiring than this match was your entire existence. Let's move on before I fall asleep right here on this microphone.
Tom, you think because you're a former fighter, that makes you a wrestling expert? You'd probably lose in a match with a traffic cone. Look, Jade's a star, but Liv Morgan, she's the human version of a please wait screen.
Liv Morgan is about as useful as a sandbag at a swimming pool party, who's like trying to make a turkey sandwich with no bread.
It's like the crowd went from yay to who's got the remote. Can we change the channel?
Liv Morgan's biggest move is making the audience wish for better things. She's like the human version of a wet sock. Nobody wants it.
I get it, Tom. You don't like fun. You don't like energy. You don't like anything that's not just sitting on your couch in your pajamas complaining.
More of the same.
Oh, we're back to more of the same, huh? Just like your wrestling career. More of the same, but somehow still a disaster.
Well, that's it, folks. SmackDown 2025 was more like SmackDown 2005. Same old stuff, same old disappointments. Join us next time when we tear apart something else for your listening pleasure.
Yeah, next time, Tom, maybe you'll actually have some real wrestling to talk about instead of whatever disaster this was. Until then, just remember, don't listen to Tom And don't watch SmackDown unless you hate yourself.
Whatever. It's your funeral.
What? I've never been so embarrassed doing this show as I was for the last 5 minutes. God. Back in the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Filthy Tom Lawler joining us here today. And we're going to talk about NXT a little bit later on today. You watched that show, Tom?
Of course I did.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's not even a question now. Solruka's fine. The doctor says she can return in time for Gold Rush, which is not that far away. What day is that Gold Rush show? November 11th or something like that?
Yeah, it's 2 weeks away.
Yeah, she's all right. So that's at least good. But we actually have serious health issues we can talk about that are not works. Mike Rotunda, we talked a couple of days ago. Barry Windham, his brother-in-law, was doing an interview with Bill Apter, and he said that Mike Rotunda was in hospice care. And Rotunda's daughter ended up noting that Barry misspoke during the interview, but did not do so intentionally. She said, "Our family would like to take a moment to clarify some information currently circulating online regarding my father, Mike Rotunda. Yes, my Uncle Barry did make a comment mentioning my father's in hospice care while answering a question about our late family member, whom we lost 2 years ago. We want to make it clear he misspoke, not intentionally. My father is not in hospice, rather in a rehabilitation center, suffered a massive heart attack September 20th, was in a coma for a week, spent over a month hospitalized. By the grace of God, he's now transitioned to a rehab center where our family remains present, hopeful, and focused on his recovery. It's been a long road ahead. Our faith in God remains strong. Deeply grateful for the outpouring of love, support, etc." So, rehab facility as opposed to being in hospice care. Hospice care is usually end of life. So hopefully he can make a big comeback here. But that's the update.
Yeah. My grandmother actually went into hospice care and then got out and lived for a few years. On a rare occasion.
It wasn't my grandfather-in-law maybe, but I think that same thing happened to him. Like he, I forget what exactly happened, but he was put in hospice care because he refused to eat, and then he, as a result of refusing to eat and everything else, he ended up having a stroke, and he recovered from the stroke, and then was happy again, and he started eating, and then recovered. It was I can't remember all the details. It was a completely bizarre story. But he also came out of hospice care, so all the best to him. Also, all the best to Abdul the Butcher. Book Pro Wrestlers provided an update. There's a photo of him. He's in the hospital, awake, recovering, smiling, in great spirits. He suffered 2 strokes over the past few weeks, 84 years old, and he is also in recovery. So hopefully things turn around for Abdullah the Butcher. But the picture's online. He seems quite happy, actually. So hopefully he's doing better. And then Blue Demon Jr. was involved in a car accident. He was supposed to be doing an upcoming appearance for IWRG in Mexico. And he was going to be in a coffin casket match tomorrow, in fact. But he was involved in a car accident and is said to be in stable condition afterwards. He is stable and out of danger, intensive care, so it was a serious accident, receiving the necessary medical attention and follow-up. So, another one. All the best to Blue Demon Jr. It has been a horrible 2 weeks between people passing away, people having heart attacks, strokes, now car accidents. And that's like the serious stuff. We're not even talking like the all of these, like Roxanne on Monday and Braun Breaker on Monday. And who else did we see injured? Last night, Jordan Grace got hit with the title belt and just freaking waffled with that belt. She's got cuts and marks all over her face. I don't know what's going on, man. What's the deal, Tom?
Wrestling is a tough sport, tough way to make a living.
It is. But do you have to really hit the person in the face with the championship belt as hard as you can? I mean, is there an alternative to that?
I mean, you know my thoughts. I love it. The more chaos, the better. Especially when I'm not the one getting hit.
Well, yeah, that's the whole deal.
You notice when I'm the one on the sidelines now, when I'm not wrestling, I love all this chaos.
Yeah.
The more people getting beat up, the better.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not the one in there, so.
What's up with your lighting, by the way? Did you get new lighting?
I kept the curtains closed. It looks a lot better, doesn't it?
You look all bright and cheerful today.
Well, I'm not.
Oh, that's too bad.
I can assure you of
What's
that.
going on? What's happening?
Not too much.
How's your rehab?
The same as it's been.
Talk to us, Tom.
There's virtually no updates.
Wow.
I'm virtually identical to how
Well,
I
actually,
was
you're
at the
not.
last-
I mean,
at the last update. Well, no, because I shaved.
You did shave. That and the bright light, you just look like a cherub. Thunder Rose has been out of action as well, Tom. Did you know that?
Yeah, can we get a positive health update?
I have really good news, said Thunder Rosa. Everything is going really well. I expect to return to the ring fairly soon. So, I'm trying to remember what happened to her. Continuing the rehab from the injuries I just had a couple of months ago. I can't remember what happened. But, I don't even know what the injury is. I think it was undisclosed injury in the first ever women's casino gauntlet match. I think someone maybe she broke a hand. I don't remember what it is. But anyway, she's doing better, and she will be back soon. So that's a good health update, right?
Those could be brutal. If she did indeed break a hand, I broke one of my hands in a fight, and it wasn't like a normal fracture. It was like as if you dropped a popsicle on the ground and it shattered into a million pieces.
Yeah, that's not good.
The healing process was quite long and arduous, and it sucked. So I can understand being out for an extended period if that indeed was the case.
Well, there's always all of these injuries, and
turf toe is the other one.
Oh.
Turf toe, it's like every time I would hear somebody being injured with turf toe, I'd be like, really? Come on, you can't play in the football game because you stubbed your toe. And then one day, I was in a match against Jake Hager, and he was trying to beat me up on the outside, and I stubbed my toe on the television wire, and I had turf toe for months, and it was excruciatingly painful.
I'm pretty sure I've had turf toe since 2016. And still bothers me.
There's no way. What would
day.
you even stub your toe on? Wouldn't you just stub your head?
So anyway, I had a dentist, and he told me that apparently he had like the same thing I did, and he was going to go with surgery for it. And he was like, I got to be out of action. Like, I don't know what out of action means when you're a dentist, but like he had to wear like something on his foot for like 6 months, and then it was like another I mean, it was like a ridiculous amount of time, and I was like, I'll suffer through it. Just terrible. Terrible. You want to talk any other injuries, Tom? What else you got going on?
No, I'm good.
Nothing? Yeah, hands and feet are tough because there's all those little bones. Like, look at when Adam Cole jumped off that thing and destroyed his foot, and like he was out forever. I mean, that was a big one. And, you know, a lot of UFC fighters have broken their hands just like you did, and, you know, it's rough. All right, we've also got Chelsea Green has re-signed with WWE. So, 3-year deal expired.
Big surprise.
She's re-signed, expected to be a 5-year deal. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of re-signings, I think, coming up here. And perhaps another signing as well. Everyone's talking about Jericho. Everyone was talking about Jericho the other day because they had that video with the feet walking, and people were thinking it was Chris Jericho, and it was just actually a silly WrestleMania commercial. But Jericho did abandon the trademark filing for the Jericho Vortex, which was, I'm sure, clearly an idea he had for AEW. Might mean nothing that he dropped it, or it might mean that he ain't going to be using that in AEW because he's not going to be in AEW anymore. Certainly the feeling within WWE is he's probably on his way there. But until he goes wherever he goes, it's up in the air because he
Maybe
keeps
he's
these
the one
quiet.
that has the cards for that game that they're playing.
Oh, yeah. Back in a moment, Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Warner Brothers Discovery announcement came out, and the gist of it is Dynamite and Collision are going to remain on Wednesday and Saturday. Rampage appears to be history, which we had thought. Dynamite and Collision is streamed live on Max if you're a U.S. subscriber.
$555 million over 3 years, $185 million a year. Average $185 million a year. It starts lower. The middle year would probably be about that, and the third year would be up from that, and then the fourth year would be way up.
Big question for me is, are all the archives up? Or going to be up? Can I go back 5 years ago and watch all of the Dynamites in order?
I believe that they will be. Yeah, this won't be till January. I don't know that as a fact, but they're putting archival programming on, so there will be, I don't know if everything will be up, but there will be, I mean, I expect that everything will be up, yeah. I had a little announcement I wanted to make. A lot of people got really exposed, when this.
Oh no, yeah, save that for the Garrett show.
I mean,
save that one.
Why? You don't want any heat from these people who
Well,
deserve?
no, but I've heard it multiple times.
I've been sitting here playing punching bag for these clowns for years. And, I mean, this was great. This was quite the week of vindication between that Vince McMahon documentary and this deal. Yes, for me, it was an even bigger vindication for Tony Khan. Not that, it's even though they're completely different topics. The guy who spent 5 years with all these clowns calling him a money mark, and they went through a couple of years in money losses, which a lot of businesses do. And they could afford it, But the long-term goal was always to make this thing profitable. So at the end of the day, here we are. And with this deal, this is going to be the second most profitable pro wrestling company in the history of pro wrestling. And all of these people that, and it's like, I'm not saying you should have figured that much out, but in the last year, it kind of was leaning this way. And even if it wasn't going to be the second most profitable company in the history of pro wrestling, it would end up being profitable, which once you're profitable, the term money mark goes out the window. So anyway, this is like complete vindication. Jericho actually went on the show. I mean, it was almost like he was reading my mind with that line about, boy, did all these experts come off as being really stupid and out of touch. I don't know if he used those words, but they were. Because it's not like this came out of nowhere. We've been talking about this for months. I've been telling people. I've been telling them. I go you better frickin' pivot because you're going to look like fools if this deal comes in the way it looks it's going to come in. And none of them could stop. They're so deep into it. They've been lying to their podcast listeners for God knows how long. So anyway, there's a lot more to that. But anyway, I did want to get that off my chest.
Yeah, we got more here. This person said, didn't Jay White have a hand injury? I think he did. He had a couple of injuries. I think the most recent was a hand injury. And Bianca Belair has been off TV since WrestleMania with a hand injury. So these hand injuries are no joke. So hopefully they get better soon. Jey Uso has opened up on the heel turn teases. He was on Raw Recap. And he addressed speculation about going back to his old bloodline ways.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Where is this recap of Raw Recap coming from?
I don't know, dude. I don't know where Raw Recap is.
Who's watching Raw Recap?
I have no...
And recapping it.
It might be...
Is this for the website? Is this for a different website?
It might be the bump, for all I know. Hunter says it's on Spotify.
The one on Naomi?
Yeah, it's for WWE, this guy says, on Spotify. So if you want to watch Raw, what's it called? Raw Recap? Very original name. Raw Recap interviewed Jey Uso. He says, I got a heavy list in front of me. I just can't play no more. I'm tired of people saying I'm just an entrance. I ain't got the skills to hold it down up top. I just switch modes. I might be going back to the old ways, bloodline ways. That kind of mentality got the job done. You guys in on me yet? I think CM Punk's turning heel this weekend.
Yeah, why not?
That's all you got? Did you watch Raw Monday?
You know what you could do, Brian? You could turn CM Punk heel, and then you could just do the real-life storyline of Paul Heyman going, hey, look, unfortunately, Braun, you're not ready yet. You're almost there, but you're not the guy yet. It leads to, obviously, the jealousy and the breakup, but
Yes.
it's an easy out to this issue that they have with Seth Rollins, because clearly he is not going to come back in a heel role.
No.
He's going to come back and run roughshod all over whatever version of the Vision is out there at the time.
And you have to remember that they do plan things out. And while they can switch things because things happen, I mean, very clearly the idea was Seth was going to be the leader of the Vision through WrestleMania. And then whatever happened at WrestleMania, which was probably Seth and Roman, they were going to go from there. So probably Roman beats Seth, they turn on Seth, then you do the big Braun Breaker push. Well, everything happened in October. You ever watch WWE from like October through December? Like nothing happens this 3-month period. It's a slow period. It's the least watched period of the entire year for Raw because of Monday Night Football. And they're not going to do a post-WrestleMania angle in October. So I think that CM Punk replaces Seth Rollins as the leader of that group. He does everything Seth was going to do for the next 6 months. He faces Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Roman beats him. They turn on CM Punk. By then, everyone's going to forget it's a recap or it's a replay. And then you go from there. So I think that's what they're doing. And Punk's interview, his interview on Monday, everyone's like, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. Well, you're not supposed to see it. That's the point. They want you to think that Jimmy or Jay, they want you to think that either Jay's going to turn heel or Jimmy's going to turn heel on Jay. They've been pushing this hard. They want you to think that one of those two is going to turn. Meanwhile, they've had no hints of a CM Punk turn, but all he talked about Monday was, how far are you willing to go? How far are you willing to go, Jay? And he's not somebody hyping up Jay for a match with somebody else. He's hyping up Jay for a match with himself. So he keeps asking him, like, how far are you willing to go? How far are you willing to go? I think Punk's turning. I don't know that.
He doesn't even need to turn on Saturday because they could go with the big ratings draw, the big return, and to help Punk win the belt. And then we're left with the question of, did Punk know this was coming? Did he know that somebody was coming with Heyman to help him out?
Yes, you could do that.
When Austin Theory comes.
Actually, you could do that.
And helps Punk win the belt.
Austin Theory helps Punk win the belt.
And then you have another month of, does Punk know? Did he do it? Is he in cahoots with Heyman?
It's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea, Tom. Interesting. Maybe you should be a booker.
I mean, and you could even end up with Jimmy Uso also joining that group. Why not? Punk doesn't even have to turn.
Well, he's got to turn
obviously,
eventually.
It would be the bigger story if he did.
So SmackDown on Friday, 1.147 million viewers and a .29 and 18-49. So it was up a little bit.
Hey, someone in the chat here is asking if we're on meth. No, we're not.
No, we're not on meth.
But if you got the hookup.
Are we on meth because we thought CM Punk might turn heel? Is that the cutoff for being on meth nowadays? You think a guy in wrestling might go the other way? Huh. Interesting. You're on the wrong chat, brother. I've told you this before. Yeah, Tom's in the YouTube chat. That's like the dark web version of...
I could tell.
Then we got Raw on Netflix. Did 2.6 million views and 5.1 million global hours. So 200,000 more than the previous 2 weeks.
Is that a new stat from Big Data? Global hours?
No, this ain't big data. This is just Netflix saying this is how many people watch the show. They're not a Nielsen thing. So this would have been the follow-up to Seth Rollins' Vision angle and the reveal of what the future of the WWE... So this was last week's show, not this week's show. So it did well. So that's good news. It's always good news, when things do well, or when, for example, people aren't hurt. Know what I'm saying?
I prefer it. Hey, also, if
this
we
guy
back
says
up,
maybe we're on math. We're definitely not on math.
I can assure you that we are not.
Yeah.
If we can go back to good injury news,
What's that?
right? You seen Kota Ibushi out there, a guy you didn't mention, doing squats up out of his wheelchair already?
Hopefully not with weight.
Flew back home to Japan. He was good enough, so maybe this man is going to heal a lot faster than we
Well,
thought.
here's the thing, Tom. If this would have been the Ibushi of 5 years ago, I would expect him back in the ring from a broken femur in about 2 months. But unfortunately, this is the Ibushi that completely physically fell apart over the last 5 years, and I see no current evidence that he has a superhuman healing powers. So, yeah. How do you bridge the gap between CM Punk and Heyman with last WrestleMania's betrayal? Well, it's
How did
easy.
it work out for Punk since then?
Exactly. It's easy if Punk goes heel because he can be a hypocrite. And he can be a guy where, you know what, I had that title, I won it for 30 seconds, and it got taken away from me. Well, all I want is this belt, and these guys helped me get it, and so that's it. That's all you need. He's a bad guy. You're supposed to think he's an idiot and a hypocrite.
Who better to help you get it back than the very people that took it away from you?
That's right, Tom. Why aren't we booking a promotion? Somebody here says, what we need for all these injuries is more house shows. And what's your take on that, Tom? As far as your injury career, did you get hurt more when you were working more or when you were working less?
More.
You got hurt more when you were working more?
Yeah, because you have to travel more. You have to wrestle more.
Yeah.
I think, I also am not this gigantic risk taker doing very acrobatic moves out there. You know what I mean?
You certainly are not a risk taker.
I take risks, but I'm not doing nonsensical BS moves that you wouldn't do in a real fight. I'm a shoot fighter, Brian.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. If you don't figure out what that noise was, you're going to be on that end.
That was really weird. Why am I getting notifications? Hey, listen, I got the notification, actually, was from Jeremy Finestone, Fight Game Media, speaking of Strong Style. This is the update on the Super Junior Tag League. You been watching it? Sounds like a no. Okay, so with 1 night left each in A block and B block, Thursday and Saturday. Yes, we got 1 night left. The results today have cleared up the scenarios for the final night of the B block. In the main event, Ishimori and Robbie X defeated Desperado and Kuukai with X Express to get 6 points and stay alive. There was a forfeit due to illness by Ishimori on night 2 to Kushida. Probably supposed to be both teams undefeated at 8. Kosei Fujita and Robbie Eagles reached 8 points after a win over Tiger Mask and Yamato. Kushida and Yuki Yoshioka defeated Dick Togo and Kanemaru with a Cloverleaf submission. They are theoretically alive with 6 points. Final night, November 2nd. We'll see an undercard of Kushida and Yoshioka versus Desperado and Kuukai with a main event of Eagles and Fujita with 8 points versus Ishimori and X with 6. If Kushida and Yoshioka win and Bullet Club wins, we have a 3-way tie with 8. If Kushida's team loses, then if TMDK wins, they'll have a clean sweep of the B block. Bullet Club wins, they will score 8 and advance on a tiebreaker to face the winner of Doki and Sho versus Wato and Yo. Got all that? Now the good news is,
where's the circus music to play?
we actually have recommended matches, which is the first time in this entire tournament that Jeremy has told us there are any matches worth seeing. So night 1, TMDK versus Desperado and Kuukai. And night 4, TMDK versus Kushida and Yoshioka. So apparently TMDK are the MVPs of this thing.
Listen, anytime you get Kosei Fujita in there with Kushida, that is a great matchup. So I hope that they all advance and just wrestle each other again.
Well, we'll be back in a moment with the NXT review. Filthy Tom will be on deck. Back in a moment, Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Granny, what have you got today?
Okay, everybody be quiet, okay?
Okay.
Hey, Google, tell us a joke.
What's the most musical part of a turkey? The drumsticks.
Ba-da-cha.
Hey, Google, you suck.
Well, I am still learning. What should we fix?
The guilt in the response.
Hey, Google, that's enough. Hey, Google.
Shut your hole.
Hey, Google.
Hi there, I'm listening. How can I help today?
Hey, Google. Shut up.
How can I be of service?
No, that won't quit.
God.
Hey, Google. No more. Stop.
This is how the war with the robots begins.
Name the hip-hop group that asked the question, are you down with OPP in 1992?
Granny, I will pay you $100 to read that again, please.
Yeah, can you read more?
Name the hip-hop group that asked the question, are you down with O period, P period, P period in 1992?
You somehow made it better. Oh, period. P
Stop the show
period.
now. We have peaked.
P period.
Please send those edits to Brian's email.
Are you down with O period, P period, P period? On the show The Big Bang Theory, Leonard and Sheldon are both physicists. What is there? At what?
What just happened right there?
Physicists?
Yes.
Physicists?
Yes.
Yeah. I lost my track.
You lost your crack.
You were at Sisyphus.
In what city was Nipar
Brooks.
Shakur shot and killed?
Excuse me, say that again.
In what city was Tupac?
Two-pack. Vegas.
Vegas Strip.
Yep.
Join us!
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we got a trip to the Vegas Strip, by
Yeah.
the way.
You can get shot too.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, Google, take a nap. Hey, Google, wake up. Hey, Google, are you awake?
Here's a YouTube music station called Are You Awake?
Hey, Google, stop!
Back in the show, Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Filthy Tom Lawler is ready to deliver the goods. Aren't you, Tom?
Sure, yeah. After a
Crack that deck.
I'm not doing it again. After a video package about Halloween Havoc, which took place, Brian, from Prescott Valley,
I hear you're going to move there.
Arizona this past weekend. Boy, I'd love to. I hear there's only like 2,000 people there.
Wow.
An irate Trick Williams is verbally assaulting the production truck. He went to the ring, continued to talk big until Ricky Saints ran down. They fought, and then they were separated by all the goons from the back. The Goonin' Goons ran out, gooned their way around, stopped them from fighting. And then we had the opening contest, the WWE Speed Finals, perhaps semifinals, We've never gotten clarification.
Who the hell
on this.
knows? But what a
of
winner.
this, the winner will face. Oh my God! The winner will face El Grande Americano. This match.
They did this because of you and me for some reason. They were like, these guys really like these speed tournaments, so let's do the worst speed tournament we can possibly do with the stupidest match possible, with the worst winner imaginable.
The worst speed match in history. This should be studied for eons to come.
Actually, every one of the speed matches since they went to NXT have been bad.
No, Axiom and whoever it was.
Actually, yeah, it was Axiom and whatever his name was, but that was a good one.
Yeah. Sean Legacy.
Sean Legacy, yeah.
That's who it was. Okay, so imagine if we could set the stage, a speed contest, right? You have 3 minutes to try to win.
Yeah.
You should probably do so as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Try to get some pinfalls, maybe try to hit some of your biggest moves and get covers right away and continue the offense. For the first minute of this match, nothing happened. They played cat and mouse. Both guys played cat and mouse for an entire minute. Then Jasper Troy hit a backbreaker and put on a rest hold.
A hold.
He
put on a hold in a speed
You
match.
know what hold he did? He put one hand on Axiom's chin and he pushed it to the right. He put his other hand on Axiom's knee and he pushed it to the left. And he exerted some force and grunted.
I'm not
that
sure he
was the
exerted
rest
any
hold.
force.
Maybe not. He showed no sense of urgency, didn't try to put this match gimmick over whatsoever. Then Axiom locks on a sleeper hold with 30 seconds left, but Troy hit a clothesline, a world's strongest slam, a black hole slam, and he won. Bravo and Rayo were in the crowd.
God.
They did not look pleased.
Bro, the finals or the championship match is El Grande Americano versus Jasper Troy.
There will not be one person there cheering for Jasper Troy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, almost in the
what?
history of wrestling, every other heel would have at least one person that'd be like, you know what? In this match, I'm just pulling for them. No way.
And think about this, the speed division is NXT now, so they're almost surely going to give Jasper Troy the speed title. So the inaugural NXT speed champion is going to be, of all people, Jasper Troy.
Not happening.
No, this is done specifically to infuriate you and me. Congratulations, you got us.
I am seconds away from headbutting my iMac.
Just telling you, dude.
And ending the show for weeks for me. Well, speaking of the speed title, Sol Ruka gave up the speed title.
This actually was very good. So they're backstage, and she's talking about how she's not going to be back for a little while. And so now Ava's so concerned about this stupid speed title. Second week in a row, she's like, well, what about the speed title? And so she says, do you want someone to defend it for you, or do you just want to relinquish it? And Zarya, of course, defended the women's title and lost it, or the North American title. So Sol she goes, I think I'll just relinquish it. And so now Zarya's really mad. And then Sol goes, well, when I'm healed back up, I'm going to come back and I'm going to win back both of these titles that I never lost. And now Zarya just storms out. I was like, I like this angle. I don't like that they're breaking these two up because they actually have charisma together, but it's a good little angle.
The Culling made their way to the ring where the NXT Women's Champion Tatum Paxley got some big "You Deserve It" chants from the crowd. She said, if this creepy little weirdo can be NXT champion, anyone can.
Wow. What a way to put over the title. Any creepy weirdo can win this belt.
She wants to give anyone in the back a chance. Izzy steps in. Izzy's like, look, no one's happier for you than I am, but you should make everybody else earn a shot like you had to. Tatum says everybody missed the Halloween Havoc wheel in the lead up to it. So Tatum is going to spin the wheel. She got one made. Whoever it lands on gets a shot tonight. They know Izzy's name, not on the wheel. And then it lands on Lola Vice, who later on Tatum runs into her backstage. They are so happy to be wrestling each other later.
Yeah.
We then see Trick backstage. He walks by OTM. Then Ren is trying to hype up Kendall Gray, who asked her to accompany her to the ring to defend the Evolve title against Lash Legend. Then they had the match, and like Booker T is putting over how long Kendall Gray's been around and how she's a champion. He goes, she's been in the business for a little over 2 years. And I was like, what? Kendall Gray has been around in NXT for like a little over 2 years?
Yeah.
We barely seen her? I was baffled.
Not in NXT. That's how long she's been training.
Well, I know, but still. Like,
it's still incredible.
Yeah, but
she's
she should have
so
been there.
good.
She should have been there earlier.
Well, yes.
My point.
Yes, she should have.
They showed Jordan Grace in the back squatting 225 for reps as a warm-up for her title match as she stared at a picture of herself as a Knockouts champion. That was preposterous. You are not going to go back there and hit squat reps in the rack before you get a title match in like 30 minutes. Yeah, how'd that work out?
Not well.
Kendall worked the whole match going for the ankle lock, but then one with a jumping flatliner. So she's just a team angle. She's using all the team angle finishers and got the quick upset victory here.
Yeah, I was very, very, very impressed with Kendall. Like, she's just great. She sells well. Everything looks good. She takes good bumps. Everything looks believable. I mean, she beat Lash Legend, which they called an upset, which is kind of, I mean, it's sort of silly because she is the Evolve champion. I mean, I realize that Lash has been on the main roster and everything, but, like, it's kind of weird. That's what they said. It was Vic.
Tavion Heights and Miles Bourne had a wrestling match, speaking of wrestling, that focused on Heights, the Greco-Roman Olympian controlling Bourne with a headlock, which, whatever. Josh Briggs made his way to ringside, got involved a little bit before Bourne dove onto him and Heights. In the ring, each man tried for their finisher, but Bourne was able to counter Heights' belly-to-belly suplex, and he hooked the leg, which at first I was like, why is he pinning the Greco-Roman Olympian? But then I thought, in Greco-Roman wrestling, leg attacks are not allowed. So Miles Bourne went to Tavion Heights' big weakness there, hooked the leg, and got the victory. And then Briggs and Heights brawled afterwards. Trick Williams then laid out Bourne with a chair shot, called out Ricky Saints. Ricky Saints came in from the crowd. They brawled again as security intervened. And then Tatum Paxley kind of defended the women's title against Lola Vice. They wrestled for a little bit, and then Fatal Influence ran out. They laid out Izzy, which Tatum kind of like looked around. She didn't go and help her immediately. And then Fatal Influence cornered both Lola and Tatum and laid them out as well. There was a Blake Monroe bubble bath video package where she said she will first defend her new NXT North American title in a fitting place, which will be Madison Square Garden, the theater at Madison Square Garden in New York City. It's a good video package. Then we had Zarya. She's backstage. Zarya and Soul are being interviewed, and Zarya's like, I'm going to win the titles back for you, Soul. Fatal Influence walks up. JC Jane walks up. She goes, you're not the only one that lost the title this weekend. Shut up. And they did. And then the camera just followed JC, and she made a challenge for a match that was already announced for next week, as Fatal Influence will take on Lola Vice, Izzy Dame, and Tatum Paxley. And then we had the main event, which I have been waiting the entire show to get into.
Yeah.
TNA Knockouts title. Yes, Brian, I enjoyed this match.
Oh, yeah?
I enjoyed this match for about 10 minutes. And then the bane of my existence. Every time I watch a WWE show and I'm starting to really, really enjoy it, something like this happens. Trick Williams and Ricky Saints, who we've seen fighting all over the arena multiple times, spill out from the back. They're fighting around the ringside. The referee quits paying attention to the action in the ring. He's drawn by the ref. What are you doing, David Sanderson or Brad Sanderson or whatever your name is? What in the world are you doing? Kalani grabs the title, but she has an existential crisis, decides not to use it. Jordan suplexes her. The referee decides, well, now it's time to start counting. Gets in the ring. She kicks out. And then Saints and Trick fight into the ring, inside of the playing surface. This idiot, incompetent ref stands around with his hands on his chrome dome, wondering what in the world I should do. Has he ever seen a sporting event in his entire life? If you're watching a baseball game and a guy runs out on the field, what do? They stop it. There's nothing going on. A pinfall had just been made. Put the woman in the neutral corners. Put Kalani on one side. Put Jordan on the other. Say, let this play out. Let these two guys fight until this is over. Get them out of the ring and then resume the match. What does this moron do? He stands around. I think he's trying to get a signal from the aliens you're about to cover on After Dark in 2 hours. He never gets
Ghost.
it. He follows Trick, and he follows Ricky to the outside, keeps following them around, and this dolt misses Kalani, whacking Jordan in the face with the belt and getting the win. I was so mad, so angry.
I'm glad you covered that.
This David Sanderson guy should be fired.
Tom.
Terrible. The worst ref. Brian, this was the worst ref job I've seen in ages.
Okay, listen. The ref was an idiot, all right?
Like, it wasn't like there was a streaker out there. This happens like every match. Pay attention to the freaking match.
Tom, there's a larger issue here than the referee.
Is it the fact that Saints speared Trick through a giant sticker?
The bigger issue here, Tom, is that Ava is completely incompetent. Do you realize these two guys started fighting in the opening segment of the show? They fought throughout the building for 2 frickin' hours, and she didn't do a thing about it. She didn't make a ruling. She didn't hire more security. She had 2 hours, didn't call the cops. No, she let them continue to brawl until they ruined the main event. And then at the end, she comes out, and her frickin' solution is, I'm going to reward Trick Williams with a rematch for the NXT title in a last man standing match. Thank God you did this review, Tom. I will save my fury and profanity for Thursday's Bryan and Vinny show, because I got a lot to say. But we'll be back in a moment with more Observer Live. Granny, what's happening? What do we got for the wrestling report here today?
Talk or something.
Talk or something.
So Niven comes in, jumps on Bailey with her overweight body a couple of times, doesn't mind playing dirty, leaves Bailey on the mat in lots of pain. I found this book. It's called Limericks from the Heart.
Is this a Lanny Poffo book?
Let me finish this one. This guy's name is Lanny Poffo. And there are 335 pages in here. Can you guess what it's about?
Smoking.
Oh,
Sean the Wizard.
have you read it?
We read it every week for about 6 months.
When I first started.
Wow.
Why don't we start reading some questions, and we'll see if we can spur some answers out of Granny. Shall we try?
I don't think so.
Let's try.
Then you'll really find out how dumb I am.
Granny, did you know there was a wrestling bear?
No, and I don't care.
All right.
It's a bear that wrestled people.
I still don't care.
Okay.
Is Granny frozen?
Granny, you frozen?
No, I'm ready to read my report.
Your picture is frozen.
It is?
Yeah. Or you're doing a great job as a ventriloquist.
Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa, or whatever his last name is. Paul Newman is watching this match. And he's not on Cody's side. What's the matter?
Absolutely nothing. Everything's great.
You know, Cody did say that he was looking for a manager. I think him and Paul Newman would be a
What a handsome pair.
Yeah. A dashing duo.
That guy's a movie star, isn't he?
Since you're on the phone, why don't we just jump right into your wrestling report and such, and then we'll let you go and we'll do Facebook without you.
Can I lay the phone down and can you hear me?
You can try. Why don't you give it a shot?
Okay.
Oh, boy. It's going to be a disaster. I can already tell.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. That's all right, I guess.
Go ahead.
No, it's your segment. You're gonna read
Read us jokes.
or your wrestling report or whatever. I see Granny has now put the phone back up to her ear.
I'm just, for now.
Do you have the soaps or anything else, Granny, or is that it?
I want to quit for now.
Okay. Well,
No more.
instead of suffering through the YouTube chat, click like and subscribe. Time to talk about it here. But on Thursday, I'm going to explain why, as much as this Ava character drives me absolutely crazy, it is the most consistent character in all of wrestling. And it was proven once again here on this show, when instead of trying to solve the problem, she waited 2 hours hoping the two guys would solve the problem on their own, but they were unable to. And finally, she had to make a stupid solution to this problem. Okay, a couple of things. First off, tonight on Dynamite, we've got Samoa Joe, Bobby Lashley, Ricochet, and Hook in a 4-way for the Adam Page title shot at Full Gear, even though we already shot the angle last week for Samoa Joe to get the match. So that's weird. Young Bucks, FTR, Jet Speed, and Jurassic Express, #1 contenders match. Queen Aminata and Jamie Hayter versus Julia Hart and Sky Blue, AW Women's Tag Team Title Tournament quarterfinals. A Don Callis Family Summit, and a rematch of Jon Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly, which was a very, very good match on, I think it was Collision this week.
No, it was Dynamite last week.
Was Dynamite last week? Okay, well, they're going to do a rematch. So I should also mention that it is the Wednesday before Halloween. We have an After Dark, 2 Pacific, 5 Eastern, and we have a special guest. Julie Fisk is going to be on the show. The Haunted AF podcast. And she's got some spooky stories. And we even have ghost audio. 2 Pacific, 5 Eastern, Sports Byline. However you're listening to this show,
They've been a band for years. You
can listen. You can listen to After Dark Radio, 2 Pacific, 5 Eastern today, so don't miss it. Thanks, Tom. I'll talk to you next time. Wrestling Observer Live.